take a lot of pride and joy of knowing that I'm part of the team that's contributed to changing the very way of life for people in rural America, which is one of the most fascinating, fulfilling places you can be in trying to make changes for the lifestyles of the moms and dads and people in our society.
Yes, I'm Jared Rogers. I'm a board member on the Elgin Health District Board of Directors. In 2009, the city deeded us a little clinic that had less than 2,000 square feet on about a 4,000 square foot lot. So we ended up basically overwhelmed. We just had no space. It was hard enough just to try to get a stable medical provider. Hadn't had a dentist in Elgin in over 25 years. We needed 4 times what we had. And with our little tax base, there was no way that we could borrow that kind of money. So fundraising was a necessity, or we couldn't go any farther. So enter Westby. They impressed us right off the bat in that we called them and said, come help us. And it didn't work that way. They said, first, we need to talk to all your board. And they set up phone calls to see how committed we were to this project. So basically, they interviewed us and then came back and said, if you're interested, we believe you have a viable project and we would help you with it. And we hired them, and the rest is history. We made our goal debt-free. We owe nothing, so we're very financially stable. Medical's scrambling to find more providers, but I mean, we couldn't be happier, and we owe it all to Westby, in my opinion.
Jared has become, for me, the gold standard of how these rural projects work. And there were a lot of things that we did isolated because we had complete trust in each other. I knew he had my back, he knew I had his. And so as I do these other projects, I always look for Jared, because this guy knows how to get it done. And he allowed me to come in and coach the process, because we're not a lobbying firm. We come in and we say, look, here's the dream. And boy, Jared not only had the dream, he had the vision.
Mike had taught us that you can't approach foundations till you had half the money in hand, so that was our original strategies. Go to the state, get that money. If anybody, that was our only real chance for that kind of money.
One of the things that Elgin has done, I think, is to provide a model, to provide an example of what a community can do. And if you can replicate the type of community support and bring in some professional consultants to help, I'm able to say, if the people of Elgin can do what they did, we can do that too.
Enthusiasm sells, and when you talk about the project in Elgin, where Jared was kind of ramrodding that, I mean, here's a guy that was smart, he was a can-do kind of guy. I mean, that was another key part of that whole project, is just having someone like that had the ability to see it through. It ended up being a very satisfying project. At the end, there was just this feeling of accomplishing something really good for the community, and you were a little part of it.
We'd done cow pie bingo and made 1,000.
Yeah.
We had a basket sale, and then we came up with this. We've got the excursion train. They do a dinner run, and it turned out that night. Not only did they donate the train, they said all you have to do is pay the engineer and the crew. And then we start tallying all the pledge sheets that they'd filled out coming back. And we blew by our 25. We got to 50, and we got 70,000 on a little train ride. And for a local event in this community, that is unbelievable. Mike and I still talk about that one as the little train that could.
That's the way this campaign was, and that's the way this community is. You told me that Elgin had pride, and oh my goodness, it was here. And now this has become the standard. No one would have given this community a chance to have this kind of facility, and there are many communities that will never have this kind of facility. I think there are lots of communities that have the need, they don't have a clue how to
Right,
get there.
yeah.
And I know, as I travel around rural Oregon, and people are coming through Elgin, they know where this clinic is. This building now is part of the economic development for the
Right.
community.
At the end, when we looked back, Mike brought in almost 30 times what we paid them, and we all agreed, what a great investment. And we made a good friend, I think.